So Charles, tell me about what's your top 5 offline digital marketing tools?
Yeah, so we're going to do something a bit different. Oh, hi, Jasmine, by the way. Welcome to today's show. So we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to be talking about offline marketing tools, and we're going to try our very best to not talk about my favorite topic, which is artificial intelligence. So let's start straight away with my list of top 5 tools that I cannot live without. Number 1 goes without saying, promotional products is the only tangible physical marketing asset that is available to marketers right now. Everything is digital, everything is visual, it's rent your space, set and forget. When customers see it, they likely will forget. You need to repeat, and every repetition of marketing, whether it be digital or on a billboard, requires a payment. So it's like a pay-as-you-go model. So not something I necessarily recommend. So promotional products is tangible. So Jasmine, give me some ideas as to where customers can send out promotional items.
You could do your mailbox, send it through flag pack mails. You could hand them out at expos. You could be handing them out along the streets. If you have a team there, if you're promoting your latest merchandise, you'll be handing it out on the streets. I know my child loves a promotional product. It could be anything from a pen to just a little squishy ball. She loves them.
Yeah, I reckon at your point of sale is also quite important. So perhaps if you're a bank, you have a branch, or perhaps if you're in an office, when customers drop in, give them a free gift to take away. So that's my number 1. My number 2 topic is very, very different. So this is very much a marketing stunt that we haven't tried yet, but it's probably just a few days away from us trying. So your local coffee shop. So picture this. You're in your local coffee shop and you're ordering coffee. There is always a tip jar.
Yes.
So what if instead of this tip jar, I had a jar that had my logo, my branding, perhaps even a short message about what I do. And instead of putting and encouraging people to leave a tip in my jar, I encourage them to leave a business card, and to encourage them to leave a business card with an offer to win a week worth of free coffee. So by the end of the week,
I'll be there.
Yeah, you're going to get a whole jar filled with business cards and potential leads. And so obviously you nominate the winner, you give the winner what you promised them, a 3 weeks worth of coffee, but you've also got yourself a list of customers that you would likely want to procure to reach out to.
That's a great idea. I definitely think that will work.
Especially for when there are certain pockets of customers that hang out. For example, you got your Surrey Hills crowd. In Surrey Hills in Sydney, they're more creative. Typically, you get your digital marketers. And then on the other end, you could go into certain parts of Sydney CBD. Castlereagh Street, for example, is frequented by a lot of lawyers, solicitors, and barristers. And then you have other parts where are frequented by your finance bros and sisters, of course. And then you're going to be targeting a lot of your finance people. So you could literally pick a niche that your target market would be appealing to and hit that particular geography, and likely you're going to get yourself some leads.
Definitely. That's worth considering. I think we should implement that.
My third business marketing tool that I probably can't live without is simply following up on point number 1, which is you need to look the part. So you and your team to constantly have not just a visual image, but a visual image that has your branding on it. So obviously for hospitality type of organizations and companies, this would be perfect. But realistically, any finance sector or any sector of the industry, everyone can do with more marketing exposure, even government departments, because government departments do have messages they would want to send out to. So uniforms, as well as custom branded apparel, and apparel I mean t-shirts, hoodies, through to corporate wear, could do with a good spruce up in order to get mass marketing appeal.
And it's very durable. I mean, we all have to wear shirts. We all have to get changed every morning to go to work. A simple logo on your shirt. It's very, very easy and durable.
Okay, so number 4. This is a particular one that you probably be very familiar with, which is in the realm of calling up customers. This is the single hardest thing to do. And for the young Gen Zs out there, I'm sure that there is nothing harder than picking up a phone call and calling up a person who may or may not accept your idea and may or may not tell you to go away. So that's very scary. But hear me out. this is a tactic that is absolutely possible and one that I've tried out myself. So you call up a prospect, someone that you want to work with, and you would have done the research so you know the person's name. So you call up, and at the reception table, instead of asking to speak with that person directly, ask to speak to that person with an intent to do an interview for your podcast because you're doing an interview with business leaders in their field. Now, like most people, what's the one thing that people like to talk most about?
Themselves, experiences.
Correct. And so if you're calling up with a promise of talking to the business leader, which is this person, and you're talking through to reception to that person, your reception, A, cannot possibly reject such opportunities. And so B, when you do eventually reach the ears of this person, conduct that interview. Do it in a professional manner. I would recommend you to actually have a podcast up and running so that you could go and carry through your word. But once you're done there, you likely would have gotten to know each other, and perhaps they might be busy. And so you're not going to be doing a 5-10 minute interview, but maybe have 1 or 2 strategic questions that could be done in a short space of 20 or 30 seconds. Ask for their permission, of course. And so all of a sudden, you've gotten to know them a bit better, and you've created some feel-good vibes amongst yourselves. And likely they're going to be asking you what you do for your day job. And that's where I think true collaboration would then occur.
Yes, that sounds good. It also enhances their reputation. There's more build mutual respect there.
Number 4. Okay, still on the coffee cup, because the coffee cup really is a mecca, it's a hub. Remember universities? You know where the get-together place in university is?
Yes, yeah.
And where would that be?
Cafeteria?
Cafeteria. For some people, it'd be the library. But once again, the workplace is no different to colleges and universities. It is the cafe. So I got another one for the cafe. So this one is a lot more tangible, similar to promotional products. I might say that this suggestion is an actual promotional product. But supply the cafe with free paper coffee cups. Now, cafes typically go on a very, very tight margin. Anything that could help them out, they would likely accept or be open to the idea. And so the offer is this. You supply your local coffee shop with free coffee cups, but these coffee cups are tastefully, and I emphasize tastefully, custom branded with your logo. Now, for any given coffee shop, they would dispense anywhere between hundreds, if not thousands, of coffee cups a day. And so if you have your logo on each and every one of these coffee cups, your branding will be out there. And the great thing about this is that there'll be no locked-in contracts. So if you want to have 1,000 images of your logo out there in a particular targeted suburb or location, you could do that. Or perhaps you just want 5,000 and that's it. You could do that. And so to create branding and impression, that's my 5th idea.
I wonder why there's not more people doing that. And if anyone listening to this and do want to have some branded coffee cups, come to Promote. We'll sort you out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually not an idea that is not been tried and tested. I know I use a lot of double negatives here. I've seen these work in America, in parts of Europe as well. They do work. They bring in leads, they bring in impressions, and they can be done in a tactile, tasteful manner that really does work. It hasn't been explored as much in Australia, although I have seen some people do it, but not nearly as much, which means one thing, it's an untapped opportunity. It's tried and tested. It's not like you're reinventing the wheel. You're simply doing something that has not normally been done.
Okay. So what's next, Charles?
Digital marketing. But I'm going to purposely stay away from AI, although in saying that some of the tools I've got here are nowadays powered by AI, since everything seems to be enhanced in some way, shape, or form by AI. But the tools in itself, they're not AI powered. So number 1, Dripify. Do you know what Dripify does, Jasmine?
Dripping me with information.
So Dripify does drip with information, but what it does do is it attaches specifically to a LinkedIn platform, and then it searches for leads, and then it proceeds to go through the sequence of connecting with those leads, messaging those leads, and then filtering out based on their feedback what direction to go. So obviously, a lot of the leads will simply go in the pending or not going to proceed basket. But for those leads that go through, they get filtered through to you, and you're able to then further engage. Now, I have to, just in case I didn't say this before, this is for B2B marketing. A B2C marketing scenario is very different. So same with the offline marketing tactics that I spoke about. Those are tactics that are great for B2B. B2C is a whole different kettle of fish where you need impressions and branding and you need mass adoption. This is really for targeted marketing, which is specific to B2B. Tool number 2 Ahrefs, SEMrush. Everyone would have heard of those, especially for those if you're in the marketing field. What you may not know is that they connect into Claude AI, and that expands the ability for you to utilize these tools in a much more powerful way. I'm just going to rush through these next tools because I really want this segment to focus on the offline tools, but these are the digital marketing tools that we use. Number 3, Instantly, in order to send out cold emails to potential prospects. And number 4, Apollo.io, once again, a email outreach tool that we utilize to send to people for outreach. So there you go. That's my list of essential tools to use for both offline and online.
Thank you, Charles. Thanks for sharing.
Till the next episode. Thank you for listening.